We have come to the final 2 episodes of the Netflix adaptation of Avatar The Last Airbender, and today we are speaking on episode 7, titled The North. We are going to break it down, review it, and talk about it all in this video. My fellow benders of all 4 nations, welcome to Uncle Iroh's Tea Shop, the Jasmine Dragon. Find yourself a seat, grab some jasmine tea, and enjoy the video. Like with my recent videos, let's see if we can hit a goal of 200 likes on this one. Like I've mentioned in my recent reviews, be sure to keep the comments and dialogue to this episode and this episode only. This is also the shortest episode in the entire season, so I'm not sure if this review will be as long as my others, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Regarding my thoughts on the episode itself, this is again another one of the ones that I really liked. This is now when we first reach the Northern Water Tribe in all of its glory before the Siege of the North. We get more exploration of the rift between Iroh and now Zhao, since Zhao exploded Zuko's boat with him on board. Katara and her journey with waterbending against Master Pakku's ideals, the first reveal of Yue and her journey with Sokka, some more development between Ozai and Azula, and finally the biggest thing that the episode does explore, which is giving us the interaction between Avatar Kuruk and Aang. I want to start with the smaller stuff here first, and so let's begin with Ozai and Azula. It's very small and minimal in this episode, but it's worth exploring as we see her continuing her training as Ozai looks on. The stuff with Azula I'm still a little hesitant on with regards to her portrayal, but we see how she gets her lightning bending, which comes from her proving to her father what she is capable of, given he himself is a little hesitant on her with what she can do. She of course proves that by showcasing the lightning bending, which honestly looks fantastic visually for a first time showcase. I would absolutely love to see what this kind of bending can do and look like in live action if we were to get another season, and so again, even though this stuff is minimal in this episode, it does showcase what we could see down the line. Now the stuff with Zuko, Iroh, and Zhao is also interesting. They blow up Zuko in this version, but not through the pirates, and this time through the actual Fire Nation itself. Now, I won't lie, I don't know how Zuko managed to not realize that his boat was filled with blasting jelly when he was getting on board it, because of course this comes from the fact that he thinks that Zhao has set him up for treason by order of Ozai, and so he attempts to escape. Again, not sure why he didn't check his boat when he got on it, so this was a different way to do the whole portion of the story, and so then there's now that rift between both sides. Iroh thinks that it was Ozai who was responsible, and Zhao bats that down by telling him that in actuality it was Ozai who just promoted him to admiral, and so he doesn't take that into consideration one bit. Even the stuff with regards to when those two are battle planning for the invasion of the Northern Water Tribe is pretty neat, and this is where I really started to see Zhao in terms of the personality of the character that I know from the cartoon, with his cocky personality and how he is so infatuated with himself because he believes he has a destiny to be greater than anything. We get that classic scene of Iroh and Zuko having a talk with each other after we find out that he didn't die from the explosion, and this feels like something that was straight out of the cartoon, and I enjoyed it very much with their back and forth, and so that would ultimately lead into the next episode. But now let's get to the bigger stuff in this episode as we venture off into the Northern Water Tribe itself, and this is where I honest to God think that they really put the budget out for it. Firstly, the Northern Water Tribe from a visual perspective looks absolutely insane, and I loved the look. If there is one thing I absolutely cannot knock on this adaptation, is that the visuals and locations have all for the most part looked so good. Again, the money is on screen here, and they spent it very well, and they made sure that things looked good and close enough to the cartoon while also giving it its own flavor of the cultures that it is representative of through each nation. Now the first thing to talk about, which I thought was very nice and heartwarming to watch, was the relationship between Sokka and Yue, who, by the way, I thought was very well played by the actress Amber Midthunder. If anybody here knows who that is, she was just recently in a heavy breakout star role in Prey, the new Predator film. She was fantastic there, and I thought that she was fantastic in this showing for this character. As soon as I saw the casting for it, I immediately said hell yeah to it. Now, I will say their relationship with each other in this version is definitely a little bit on pace with how it was in the cartoon, although it was a little faster here. In some ways, it's also a little less awkward than the one he has with Suki, but even then, this relationship was a bit awkward as well. They addressed the fact that she called to him when she was the fox in the spirit world in episode 5, and so in a way, they kind of make the power of this character a little bit more broader than what she is used to seeing, or in this case, what she is known for doing. They even go to the extent of showing off her waterbending skills, of which I don't even think I recall them showing that in the cartoon, but I had a feeling that she did have that inside of her. They also introduced us to the character of Hahn, who is the one that she is betrothed to. I and other Avatar fans know him very well from the cartoon, considering he was a very well established established dick. Although here in the live action, they don't make him that way at all. They make him actually out to be more of an understanding person and an actual warrior who doesn't come off as a bum like he did in the cartoon, given the fact that he tried to sneak up on Zhao and kill him and he failed miserably. I personally liked the change to this character in this adaptation, given you don't really care for him in the cartoon, and here you kind of do. And this of course branches off more into the finale, but we'll get to that when we talk on that review. The next part, which is the stuff between Katara and Pakku, is also interesting. So obviously in this portion of the show, Katara is supposed to learn about the fact that she wants to train more to be advanced in waterbending with regards to offense versus healing. In the Northern Water Tribe, their customs are that women can't do that, and so they brought this over from the cartoon, of which is incentivized by Pakku, who is the headmaster. No joke, I won't lie to you guys, there's probably a part of me that wants to say that the dialogue between Katara and Pakku is so close to the cartoon that it honestly just might be the same. Just the way that they talk with each other feels like I had seen this with the original, and this even extends into the fight that they have, considering that she does challenge him. I thought that their battle with each other was honestly very well done and very well shot. It ends in the exact way that you would have expected to, which is Katara losing, and they even rip off one of the shots in the cartoon of her being held up by the ice crystals, and again, I just think that looks very, very good. Pretty nice stuff all around, although there is one thing that they don't do, and I'll just address this now because it does branch into the finale of sorts, and that is the fact that they never once addressed the necklace that she is wearing. I personally thought that this was a bit of a letdown and a missed opportunity to not bring that up with regards to Pakku's character. Given this is the shortest episode, I thought they probably could have added a few more minutes of runtime into it just to address him seeing her necklace. Now we get to the biggest portion of the episode, which is everything around Aang's interaction with Avatar Kuruk. So this basically just follows the trend of which the rest of the season had been going along with, where he talks with the 3 past avatars of each nation. And of course, unlike the cartoon, this is also something new that they do here, because in the cartoon, he doesn't actually talk to Kuruk until book 3, and he doesn't do it in book 1. So there is a change up here with that. In all honesty, I'll be real with you guys, this might have been my favorite of the 3 between Kyoshi and Roku. There was just something about this one that I felt a bigger connection to with how he gives his advice to Aang. There's a lot of talk with regards to the Avatar state, and in particular with how he refuses to take control of it when Aang is there, which is a nice twist. He talks about how he had waged a war with the spirits in the spirit world, and it took a toll on him, and that it would affect him taking control. But his biggest sacrifice that he made along this journey was when he lost his wife to Ko, the face stealer. This is obviously in line with the canon and lore of his character, and so again, overall, I thought that this interaction was very, very well done. I'm also glad that they did not take a deviation from how his kind of character could potentially have acted by giving him a joke or some unnecessary humor. So yeah, out of the 3 interactions with the past avatars, this one was my favorite. What are your rankings for the past Avatar conversations? Let me know down below. The episode also ends on a pretty sad and depressing note as well, with regards to the fact that they do tease the soot, of which is the ashy kind of snow that's falling from the sky, basically insinuating that the Fire Nation is on their way and very close. And that right there is all I pretty much wanted to talk about with regards to reviewing this episode. Again, I really, really liked this one, even if for it being the shortest episode, I thought it offered just enough to where I could like it and enjoy it. Again, my only real big gripe with it is that they didn't go anywhere with the necklace of Pakku's. We got one more to go, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the finale, and I can't wait to talk about that one with you all. So now comment down below your thoughts on the episode and what you thought of my commentary on it. If you did enjoy this video, or if you did enjoy the episode itself, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and turn on that notification bell for when I upload again in the future. On your way out of Uncle Iroh's tea shop, be sure to let him know how much you appreciate his jasmine tea and his words of wisdom that come with it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you soon for more Avatar.